Hey guys, it's me, Halloween Dan, doing another reaction today to some props and some animatronics, older animatronics of mine. It is sort of an unboxing, except they're already out of the box. But I'm going to build these things together, we're going to build them and have a little look at them and make sure they work. And I'm going to post another video probably later on today or tomorrow about the same sort of thing. So let's have a look at what I'm talking about. So the first thing I'm talking about today is not an animatronic, it is a prop. But it's a prop that I've never really done a video about before. I've never focused on it anyway, which is a shame because it is an awesome prop. It's one of my favourites actually, and it's always quite impressive, and everyone who sees it actually thinks it's amazing. So this is my Costco 7-foot spider. The 7 foot is clearly in the leg span. The main bulk of the spider is not massive, but it is still quite impressive. It's, you know, there's my hand for scale. It is quite a large abdomen this spider's got. It's got these cool red glowing LED eyes and some sharp looking pincers at the bottom. And then the rest of it is just its huge hairy legs. So this is one of the furry spiders. I think you can still get this on Costco, although the main spider at the minute is the giant 12-foot mutant spider, which is absolutely epic, but I don't have a clue where I put such a thing. This guy, I usually always put him right on the very top of our porch, so he does become somewhat of a focal point of our haunt every year. And yeah, he just really impresses everybody who sees him. He does look really cool, especially when his eyes are lit up and it's a bit dark. And he really dominates our porch. Our porch is not really the smallest porch in the world. Not the biggest, but it's not the smallest. And he dominates the whole top part of the porch. And when people see him, they know that the rest of my haunt is out. So that's kind of cool. The main thing we're talking about today, though, is my animatronic big red Costco dragon. As you can see, he's already out of the box. Here's all the components. We're going to put him together, make sure that he still works, make sure he's still as awesome as he was last year. He was definitely the most impressive piece that I had last year. For me, he's quite, although he's epically huge, he doesn't do a huge amount. He just roars and moves his head a bit. But I have to say, he is very imposing, and everyone who saw him was very much impressed. So let's get him together and see if he works. And here he is, built. He isn't the most complicated thing to put together, though a couple of the steps did sort of... The wings are quite hard to put together, I have to say. They're quite hard to thread, the little metal poles that run through his wings. That's probably the most difficult part. The rest of it all just slots together very nicely and is quite easy to put together. The whole thing didn't take me much more than 10 minutes to do. And yeah, I think you'll agree, he's very impressive to look at. Just again, as a lone piece, he's very impressive. He stands, I think it's about just over 7 foot. He isn't the largest prop I've got now, because that's the Wailing Phantom for sure. But he's still quite impressive in himself. So now for the moment of truth, we'll have to switch him on and make sure he still works. So he definitely still works, which is great news. I think you'll agree, he's pretty damn awesome. I said this last year. There's not much to say about the guy. His sensor works brilliantly. He detects anything that walks past. His eyes still light up with the LCD eyes. Awesome feature. The head movement, the red light in the mouth. It's all just perfect, really. Everything about him is perfect. The only thing this year is his wings. I don't think are flapping quite the same. They're not symmetrical. I think this one may have got a bit damaged or a bit bent in the wind last year. That is the only thing with these props. They're not made for outdoors, which is stupid really, because they're so massive they lend themselves to being outside rather than inside, but they don't like the outdoors. They don't like British weather, that's a certainty. You would not want to let these things get wet, and the big issue for him is the wind. The wings just act like a sail, and he either makes him fall over, which that didn't happen last year, but it could have done, or the wings just blow off. They literally just fall off, so that's kind of a letdown. If anyone out there can manufacture these sorts of things waterproof and windproof, please start manufacturing them waterproof and windproof, because, just please, I live in Britain, I want to be able to keep my stuff out all the time, and the fact that it's so wet and so windy, it kind of puts a dampener on everything. This guy this year I think is going to be under a gazebo. It's better than a tarpaulin flapping about, and it might just stop his wings from falling off in the wind. It's not very well themed, a gazebo with a dragon under it, but it's better than him getting destroyed. The witch who stood over here, I think she's probably, I'm making like a kind of a little witch house out of a little greenhouse we've got. Don't know how well that's going to turn out, but we'll see. I've not figured out what I'm going to do with the banjo skeletons yet, and I've not figured out what I'm going to do with my new big Wailing Phantom. We'll figure something out. I'll have to figure something out, because I don't think the weather's going to be that great. Surprise, surprise. But we'll get there. We'll figure something out. And even if they're only out some of the time, it's better than none of the time. So thank you for watching, guys. I hope you're impressed with my big flapping dragon, otherwise known as Geoff. And we'll see you soon. Keep it spooky. Bye.